All anyone has to do is take a look at Cat Pants's first round matches here tonight, and so they did much superior times compared to the already decent times they've done in previous months. If they can keep that up here, which they might be able to, it's a fairly decent board, a little bit lacking in red, but I can see a lot of potential on that one. They could really humble the Dave, who has won the silver so many times, and I would consider it to be a bit of an upset.
Yeah, and Cat Pants had so much opportunity with those starting pills, and not sure if she could quite figure out what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do it, but she's got some really great stuff here already. Meanwhile, looking at the Dave's board, gosh, that's a lot of red on his board. But some really nice setups that he could potentially do. A double red here would be fantastic for that. You got to believe that he might be waiting for that. See what he does with this double blue. Just going to go ahead and drop it off to the left side of his board. I don't hate the play. I thought he might have stacked it up on top of the reds in column 3, but wisely did not do that because the double reds, you just can't depend on that. And as we're seeing, he still hasn't seen much double red, and that's really given Cap Hands an opportunity to pull ahead a little bit here, as it is a tie game at the moment. But Cap Pants, with potentially the better setups here.
Yeah, she had set up for a couple big combos in the middle of the board that were pretty much wiped out the center of the board. Unfortunately, after a fair number of pills, the piece she was looking for just didn't show up, and she made the most likely smart move to just abandon those plans and just work on taking them down, more drawing everything down. That's got to where she is now just one virus away. She gets a yellow here. She will be out first at a 148. Great start for Cat Pants and a much more balanced board. A little bit more yellow at the top would be nice, but overall, it looks like about an even number of viruses all the way around to give her a good chance to work. Meanwhile, the Dave is out at a 203 and kind of similarly is kind of lacking in one color near the top, though in his case, it's red.
Yeah, these reds, a little bit precarious here for the Dave. He's going to have to be a little bit strategic in how he clears that out. But that clear he made, that was really nice and left him with zero garbage on his board. Really nice to see that from the Dave. Wondering if he's going to, he does take the drill down in column 4. Again, leaves him a tiny bit of garbage there on his column 4 with the reds. You could potentially clear those out horizontally and maybe drop some of this down, but we'll have to see how he decides to work with that, as it's looking a little bit messy for him. But looking over at Cat Pants, her board is looking really, really nice here. Just a tiny bit of garbage in her column 6 with those 2 yellows on top, but she is about to get those cleared out at her leisure. 11-18 in favor of Cat Pants at the moment, as the Dave just struggling to get these reds and blues that he needs there, Sarge.
I would say hate to disagree with you. I think she doesn't have that good of a board because when she had about a dozen viruses left, she only had two reds, and similarly, D Dave is at a dozen and only has one yellow left. It's not been exactly the best boards in the world for both of them. But to comment real quickly on what you were mentioning about garbage, it is a common thing we see among a lot of newer people who get into the silver bracket is they do everything possible to make certain they have no garbage whatsoever. And sometimes that garbage can help out if you're able to position it for later on or make you get a good combo. Sometimes garbage is a good thing to have, as Cat Pants is going to be out of this level 7 at a 352.
Yeah, that's a really good point you make too, Sarge. You'll see a lot of the top players when they get that garbage, they'll start looking down their board to see, okay, can I take something out to drop this down? Is it going to be useful towards the bottom or lower down on my board where it may look like garbage now, but it might turn into gold later, as Swang would say. Cat Pants already getting into a nice start here in her level 8. A little bit of garbage there in the red, but it does leave her with a setup to drop that down and clear out some of the blues. This red blue going to be perfect for that. That blue yellow, not really the pill that I wanted to see for her, but she's doing a great job getting through this, as the Dave just needing 2 more reds. He's going to get 1. Going to get almost a double yellow rush, but manages to get out there, get out at a 445 for the Dave, and a great looking board though to start out for level 8.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of pill combinations for cat pads. So despite the fact that they were out a good 40 seconds before the Dave, hasn't really been able to capitalize much on it. And again, she's not getting the best combinations right now. Right now, she really could be using a lot of red, and as you can see, she's not getting that. She's getting when she is getting red, unfortunately, she's not being able to use it to the best advantage, and that's giving Theeedave the chance to take a lead here. He's down to only 17 viruses left here, and he's got a pretty even board when it comes to colors here. So it's looking pretty good for him right now.
Yeah, this level 8 has just been very unfortunate for Cat Pants. We do have one more level to go after this. So anything could happen here as the Dave just gonna make some really great plays. Thought he might have tucked those yellows in and gotten a longer horizontal, but I see now why he didn't do that because he has these yellows right here that he's gonna sandwich in and get vertically that way. He is down to just 4 viruses remaining, 2 yellow and 2 red for him. But Cat Pants finally able to get out of that situation, and it's actually not looking too bad for her. Would love to take out these yellows horizontally and drop the red down to get the clear. It will leave her with a bit of blue garbage on top of her column 1, but I don't really think it's going to be that much of an issue as Dave outed a 624 into this final level of our first game.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit of an issue with this board is not huge amounts of yellow, and what yellow there is are almost all in one small location. So he's going to be having to very creatively use yellow for a fair amount of this game. The large amount of blue could really, as we've seen troubles blue in the past, Cosmo's in trouble as Cat Pants is out at about 648 and has a much more balanced board in terms of viruses out there. But again, not much access to red, and it's not going to really, for a fair amount, it's buried under a lot of yellow.
Yeah, a lot of yellow at the top of this board for Cat Pants. And it's kind of spread out too as I'm looking at it, but it's not going to be too big of an issue for her, I don't think. So far, she's been able to use every single pill that she's gotten, and I would love for her to be able to get this yellow horizontal and to drop those reds down, which goes back to what we were just talking about earlier about garbage not always being garbage. And she gets it here, is able to get the drop and get the clear with those 3 reds stacked on tops. Really nice plays for her. 21-12 in favor of the Dave. Cat Pants looking to get caught up here and snipe the win from the Dave. The Dave's board looking pretty left heavy. Cat Pants' board looking pretty right heavy. She's starting to work on that a little bit though, but it looks pretty good for the Dave at this point. He's just got to be able to clear out a path to get this blue at the bottom of his board. Looks like vertically is going to be the easiest and probably the right call as he drills down, gets the blues. He's just going to need one more red. The Dave out at an 825 takes the first game away from Cat Pants, and we will go into game 2.
Cat Padso had a great move about 30 seconds ago. She was lining everything up bottom of the screen for a nice 4x5 fat log. Did a great job to make this one close, and she's just going to top out, which get everything then reset for the second matchup here. Cat Pants is a veteran of verses, and we have seen it a few times with the gameplay, and that's really helped her out because a lot of people say versus and speed are two very different games. I disagree to an extent. There is a lot of strategies in one that can help you out in the other, especially when it comes to getting combinations off the boards at the later part of each match.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of give and take from both. Really, the for speed and for versus, the name of the game in Dr. Mario is pattern recognition. Once you can recognize those patterns and really start to know, hey, I can make this shape here. I can make the L. I can make the cross. That's really helpful in your versus game, but it's also really helpful in your speed game. So, while it's kind of two different monsters, it's two sides of the same coin at the same time. And we have readies from both our players. Looks like Cat Pants had a little bit of a button issue. Probably we're looking at a remap there, possibly. But here we go into our game two. 3, 2, 1, and pills. Cat Pants looking to chase some birds here and move us into a decider. Theeedave looking to keep his number one seed intact and move on to the finals, where he will play the winner of our next game, Archer Lewis versus Every Time We Slay. But before we get to that, we still have one, potentially two games to go here, as both of our players with some pretty interesting boards to start here. I think I like Theedave's just a tiny bit more.
Yeah, the way that Cat Pants's board is, it leaves for a lot of drop time because there's large chasms between everything, and she's doing the best she can to minimize that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the board, I can talk to you. We got Dave Hats compared to Cat Pants. You can see his picture over there. Got a pretty nice board, trying to keep it as level as possible. Got a little bit of an issue. There's a lot of reds near on the top line that he's not getting a big amount of. But now all of a sudden, as I said, here comes some reds to help him out. He's got numerically he's behind, but I'd say that his board, because of the reds and yellows a little bit more common than blues, might have a bit of advantage here.
We'll see though, because look at these blues that Cat Pants is starting to get. She is down to just two yellows and one blue. Has an opportunity for a cross clear here. Not going to take it though. She does potentially set up that she wants to take the yellow horizontally. We'll see if she does that. If she's gonna do that, she's got to put that on the left. Great play by Cat Pants. I mean, it really didn't matter because she had the double yellow, but the ideal play when you're in that situation is to put that yellow on the left side, which she does, and she gets out first, moving into level 7. But Theeedave not too far behind, just needing these two yellows that he just got out at a 144. It is currently a 5 virus lead for Cat Pants, who has a very flat top line, but she's really got not much access to yellow at the moment, Sarge.
There's not much yellow at all on the board. There's only 6 yellows left on the board, and she has so many huge gaps in her map, particularly on the lower left. That's going to cause, depending on how she plays them, could cause her a fair amount of trouble. But she's particularly that lack of yellow overall means she's going to have to use strategic garbage to help her out. Meanwhile, V Dave's got a pretty nice board, even all the way from top to bottom on colors and getting exactly what he needs to just completely dominate this board. He's gone through over half of it already.
Oh, that was a really nice quick tuck to the left from Cat Pants, especially on high speed. That's a really tough tuck to do, but she got that all the way over and was able to get a really nice clear out of it. We're now looking at basically a tie game. Cat Pants at 7, Theeedave fixing to be at 7 here in just a moment. He's going to go for this horizontal yellow. Really nice setup by Dave to get that ready to fire off. Wondering if he's maybe going to go for the horizontal blues. He does set up that he potentially wants to go for that. If he's going to do that, he's got to be mindful of this yellow garbage, which he does go ahead and clear out. It's really nice heads up play by Dave. He's just going to need this final red and 2 more blues. He will be out of here at a 320. Cat Pants just needing 2 more reds, and she will be joining Dave into level 8, but it is Theeedave who has taken the lead.
Yeah, she had a long period of time with no reds there that just allowed her to take everything else off the board, but it was really slowing down her progression. And going in this one, there's a definite lack of red overall on this board. It's just a couple scattered here and there. It's a mostly blue board, which, due to the history I have had with blues, and I'm sure a lot of other people have, kind of makes me cringe a little bit seeing it. But she's doing pretty good so far, and she's getting enough blue to make it so it's not that much of an issue. Meanwhile, the Dave has pretty much no blue left, just a pair at the bottom board. 2 blues with 20 viruses left is a very odd situation to see, and it's going to make for some rather unique plays with combos to make blue drop down to other viruses, I think. Well, right now he's holding a pretty stable 6 to 7 virus lead right now.
Yeah, I would much rather, if it were me, have Dave's board right now than Cat Pants's. all this blue that she's having to work for, but she's really making some really nice combos. You just saw that really it was legit combo, honestly. That's the words that came to my mind. A legit combo for Cat Pants there on the right side of her board. But just you don't want to see this much blue. I mean, it's sometimes you do get those seeds that will somehow give you a lot of blue pills. This does not appear to be one of them, which is really unfortunate for Cat Pants. But Theeedave with a really nice drop combo right there. He's set up to take this blue horizontally. He does so. Two more reds will send him into the final level. Not getting them at the moment. Come on, game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pills later, he finally gets the one red half he needs out at a 525. Will that give Cat Pants a chance to catch up and get back into this game? We shall see. Because looking at Dave's board, it's kind of interesting looking there, Sarge.
Yeah, and we were talking just a moment ago about the lack of one color on Dave's board. Cat Panther, she had 21 pills left, had 2 yellows. And yellow being as common as it is in this game, that has really slowed her down. It's given Dave. She'd come close to this one, but Dave is just now completely pulling away. And the fact that he has an empty area in columns 4 and 5, I think is a really good thing. It allows him the opportunity to set up so many horizontals in so many different ways that this is pretty much academic at this particular point, barring any major disaster. This is looking pretty much like it's going to be a Dave win here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for the Dave at the moment with a 15 virus lead over Cat Pants. Cat Pants making some really nice setups, but this is going to be a pretty big ask for her as the Dave just down to his final 7 viruses with that really nice drop combo. You love to see it, and this double yellow perfect for him as well. Dave just getting everything that he could possibly want in this end game, and it's looking really nice for him. Just gonna need to keep on trucking, and he will be out with just one more red and one more yellow. Gets the double yellow, gets the red, out at a 7-12. Dave moves on to the finals in a clean sweep over Cat Pants. GG's to both of our players.
Yeah, just a little bit of an unfortunate RNG that Cat Pants got in that one. Very good plays though with what she was given. I can definitely understand how she's feeling right now, and I hope that we'll see her next month, where I expect even bigger things will be seen from her.